Whoever you are, wherever you are, however you identify yourself, male, female, without gender, European, American, Asian, Australian, whatever, it doesn't matter. How did you feel when you heard or you read the tweet from the President of the United States? This isn't the first I cried to a tweet by the President, probably won't be the last. But is this too much or just a throwaway comment? A clever means to deter our attention elsewhere. How does it make you feel? Call 08085 909 693, text 85058, or you can get in touch at BBC 5 Live. First of all, let's speak to Dr. Shola Mos-Shogbamimu, a lawyer and political and women's rights activist. Good afternoon, Shola.
Hello.
I suppose the first question I want to ask is, how did you feel when you heard the President's comments?
Without a doubt, it made my blood boil. I saw it for exactly what it was. Donald Trump has not hidden his racist intent and his racist bias all the way from before he started running for presidency and during his the whole election process. And reading those tweets from someone who is meant to be a democratically elected president, I saw this clearly as this man his pomposity and his racism is escalating. And the reason why this is happening is because nobody is taking him to task. He's getting away with things that nobody else would, all in the name of, we want to trade with America. Oh, he's president. He's giving us some kind of results. So you don't see Republicans taking him to task. Mm-hmm. You see them defending and enabling him. You see them being silent. You see that the words he uses particularly targets those in his base that are equally divisive, equally bigoted. There's no doubt that Donald Trump is a xenophobic, racist bigot. He's a disgrace to his office. And why we should be concerned, aside from what would clearly be the impact of such words, is he is wielding power and influence from the highest office in the land. And this does not just have a national impact to the United States of America, but globally. Just last week, he called our own prime minister, he had the audacity to call our prime minister foolish. I mean, this man is racist. I struggle with those who continue to enable him, those who continue to make excuses for him, those who say it's reprehensible, unacceptable. They use every single word out there except for the right word, which is racist. You cannot construe this, as any other thing. You read the words, and the words you just read. He says, go back and help fix the totally broken and crime-infested places from which they came. These are American citizens. And because of the color of their skin and their ethnicity, he treats them as inferior. He calls them as anything other than American. This man is a racist. He should not be elected. And I expect world leaders to actually take a visible stand against them. What we must do now, and what everybody must do now, especially those in power, is to ensure that there is a visible and immediate consequence to this abhorrent behavior of Donald Trump. He's even doubling down, demanding for an apology. He's making this whole thing about, they hate our country. It's their country. All the 4 congresswomen are all Americans. And then he's using Israel as the stand upon which to go, they hate Israel. That means they're not good people. I'm sorry. They do not hate Israel, but when did the hate or criticism of Israel become a reason to become racist to other people of ethnic minorities? Anti-Semitism is wrong. Racism against black people is wrong. All form of hate is wrong. Hate is hate. But Donald Trump is particularly targeting minorities, and he's done that through his policies. He's using these words to cause more division. He is not fit for office. He's a racist.
He's not fit for office. He's a racist, is what Shola is saying there. I'm going to bring in Erol Morkoc, who's a Trump supporter from Republicans overseas. Good afternoon, Erol.
Good afternoon. Thank you for having me.
How do you feel about what the president's been tweeting and what Shola says there? Hate is hate. The president is a racist.
Well, as an immigrant, his specific ethnic sensitivities, social norms, non-democratic failed economic beliefs and put them above ours and the country that we love, and if that's what you're openly declaring and working towards, stated goal, then we hope you realize that we oppose you and do not welcome these abhorrent voices of undemocratic, radical anti-Semitism and vile international communism inside our borders. I mean, these are anti-Israel, pro-Al-Qaeda individuals who referred to 9/11, trivialized it as some people did something. You know, they're calling Border Patrol agents who are American citizens working for the sovereignty of our country Nazis. They refer to the detention centers overwhelmed by systemic failures of decades of U.S. legislature compounded with exploitive practices on the borders and a concentrated effort by the left to tear it down completely. And you know, they're putting all that and they're calling them Nazis and concentration camps, and they're putting them in a fake news narrative that's just not true.
Erol, okay, look, you were born in Turkey. Would you not
Yes.
consider it to be racist if someone told you to go back to your own country? Trump telling American citizens of color to go back to where they come from, that's racist.
He was telling American citizens. The fact that they're of color is something that you see. The only people who ever told me to go back to my country have been quite liberals who've been disappointed that my diversity of opinion didn't match the diversity they thought that my skin or face would have added to their legacy. So, you know, it would be disappointing if somebody got in your face and said, go back to your country. But that's not what the context of it was. You're spinning out of context because you want to fit the strongman narrative. No, the context was that people who hate the United States, who've stated that they, support ideologies and beliefs that are antithetical to everything that we believe in America that I came and loved and worked hard to assimilate into, those are the people who said you can go home.
That is an outright lie.
And you are welcome to come back if you want.
You
I am
are
not.
lying.
Absolutely
You are
not.
deliberately exaggerating everything those congresswomen have said and done. You are a liar. Just because you want to support Trump does not give you the right. You do not have the right to then deliberately tell lies about this women. You are deliberately as well not looking at the content of what he said, and you're saying that's not the context. That's a lie. It's just being read back to you. Go back and fix your totally broken and crime-infested places from which they came. You're talking about American citizens, 3 of whom were born in America.
Okay, I want to bring someone else into the conversation now. Just 1 second.
You're a liar.
1 second, Shola.
You're a liar. What is this?
Okay, let's just bring it back to discussion now, guys. I've got Scott Lucas now, who's a specialist in international studies at Birmingham University. It's getting hot here, Scott. What I suppose my first question is just initial reaction to hearing these comments. How do you feel? What was your reaction?
Well, good afternoon, and let me start by saying that I don't really want to deal with the slanderous and untrue comments we've just heard from Erol. My personal reaction is that I was saddened to initially when I heard about Donald Trump's tweets,